we have left for you. We've been getting a lot of requests from people about Facebook marketing, and that we've seen a lot of creators try and do sales for their accounts and get success. And then we've been getting a lot of questions about how to go about digital marketing, and maybe the results on Facebook is not really up to what they were expecting. So we thought, whom can we approach? And we went out and asked people, and then we figured out, why not just check with the person who's actually built a company around it and is doing really well and has worked with Fortune 500 companies. So without further ado, let me just quickly bring the person on the line here. His name is Pulkit Dubey. So Pulkit, why introduce yourself to the people here?
Hello everyone. It's my pleasure to actually be in front of you. So today, just to give my introduction, I'm a certified Blueprint Facebook trainer, one of the 20 in the country, and I'm the co-founder of ProHead, which is one of the fastest growing performance marketing agencies in the country, and working with clients like Pearson, Chayos, and Biryani Blues. And it has been last 7 to 8 years I've spent understanding and implementing the strategies on advertising to grow your business on Facebook. So it'll be a great pleasure to actually talk about the tips and tricks that actually helps me get maximum results for my clients. So I'm looking forward to this webinar.
Thank you so much for that. And obviously Pulkit is being very humble about it. I mean, it's definitely so Facebook Blueprint certification doesn't come, and obviously you work with a lot of companies that are kind of dependent on you to get them the sales that they kind of need and the kind of revenue that they're looking for. So we have worked at Norwich, worked with Pulkit quite a lot for some of the things that we were getting done on Facebook and in digital marketing. And so he understands Norwich quite well, and that's why we realized that maybe he's the right person to kind of explain what online course creators can do in terms of sales. And before I actually kind of we go into that route about what to do better with Facebook, we also went through a lot of these questions. And then over the past few months, we have seen that almost 15,000 academies have gone live with Nourish. And a lot of them have done really well, and they've used Facebook really well. And so some of them struggle. So we were trying to figure out what is it that the new, the highly successful ones are doing well, which probably others could replicate. I get into what Facebook does and how with that. I wanted to quickly set up the base for this webinar so that everybody understands what kind of mistakes that they are doing even before they start running Facebook ads. So the basic prep that needs. So obviously this this masterclass is about Facebook funnels, and what I wanted to quickly talk about is, and what this webinar will cover is, what really are Facebook ads, how are course creators using them, what's wrong with that approach in terms of the mistake that they're kind of making, what really be done instead, you can obviously avoid those mistakes, and how to do it right with Facebook, because Facebook with billions of users is a gold mine for leads and sales, and so it's very important to get it right from day one. So what we basically understood is that the focus of how Facebook right is getting a sales funnel in place. And what do I mean by sales funnels? Think of it this way. So let's say you are a car showroom owner. You probably start a showroom that sells cars, brand new cars. Now, how do you get the word around so that people come into the shop, look at the brand new cars available, and then ultimately buy it, because that's what you want to do. You want to create sales. So the best way to do it is you probably hire a showroom sales manager and salesman who would probably spread the word around, probably have some flyers and post out or put out a newspaper ad that you kind of see in daily newspapers about the kind of offers available and kind of cars available. And so that would bring people to your showroom. And when people show up in the showroom, you would have these salespeople who would explain the benefits of each of these cars and why somebody should get that, and how it fits into their lifestyle, and how it makes life easy for them. So that, and then eventually you would hope that these salespeople or the sales manager would eventually help you sell the cars a lot. Now that's really what a sales funnel is. So from the beginning of getting the word out there, where people get to know about your brand, and then come to your website, look at all the details available for the courses that you are offering or the products that you're selling, and then eventually make that decision to buy the product, in this case an online course. That's really what a sales funnel is. And so what most people are doing around now probably is that they're not very good sales funnels, and Facebook really is one of the best tools to kind of do that. Because what sales funnels do, they complete this journey step by step, and when you follow it right, uh, your customers would not only just trust your brand, they would also not hesitate to buy again from you. So it's not just about one sale that they come to your site, look at it, make a decision. They keep coming back to your site because they've bought once, they trust your brand, there's credibility, and they understand that when I buy a new course from this website, I am getting worth my money. um, so that's really what sales funnels are all about. Now, one of the best, so before I move into Facebook funnels and Facebook marketing, how you do, and we take Pulkit's help there, just one more important piece of information that people kind of miss out on is this. So that's called a landing page. In this case, basically what happens is, people think that just by creating a standard course page which has the information, the pricing, about the author or the creator of the course, and if I run my ads, people will start coming to my website and then pretty much end up buying the course. It might happen for some time, but it will not happen for everybody, and it will not get the kind of results that you really want. Landing pages come in. So just like the word, when somebody clicks on the ad, they come on the page, and that page is known as landing. So getting your landing page ready even before you start your Facebook marketing course, Facebook marketing, is very, very important, because Facebook will do its work of getting the right targeted audience to you. But if you don't have a landing page ready that kind of grabs their attention, tells them that they can trust your course, value in the course, and help them make that buying decision, people are going to come to your website, and then it will happen quite a lot as you progress further. So you want to make sure that from the beginning, the landing pages are right, set up right, and are doing the job that they're supposed to. So let me quickly show you one quick sample of a landing that was created and is used quite a bit. Let me just quickly open the site here for you guys. Just bear with me for a second. So, and this one. Okay. So a landing page is nothing but basically it's a duplicate of the course page. And what you do with it is basically that you have so much information in it that there is everything that a user needs to make that buying decision. So I'll quickly share my screen and show you what I mean by that. So just bear with me for another second. Yeah. Okay. So this is a typical course being run. So here there is a very strong call to action. A headline that kind of talks about you will get from this culinary course. There's a discount listed, and there's enroll now, the button, the call to action button, and there's some more information here about the course. There's a promo video that somebody can watch and figure out what the course is about. Again, another benefit to the user to help them make that decision, and in bite-sized pieces so that they're able to understand what this course is about. It also lists benefits of the there's a certificate, and there's even the course can be viewed on any mobile device or laptop. So again, that's basically talking about the course again and repeating that information. And then so again, there's a call to action button here, so I don't need to scroll up and down. I can find the enroll now button right here. And then there's some more questions that the course creator has written with the answers. So that basically kind of gives them the idea about a more in-depth idea about what the course is. Again, another enroll now button, and then it obviously lists the course curriculum. So it lists all the recipes or food or the dishes that will be available. And then again, it talks about how does this work. So it kind of simplifies the process of how do you sign up on the course. 4 steps are listed right here, so it's easy for somebody to quickly read and understand. And then it's who is this course for? So kind of just read that, okay, maybe, and so what they have done is that there's a background to it, in the sense that they've done the research that who would want to probably buy something like this. So maybe homemakers and moms who love cooking, or anybody who's, even husbands and fathers, why not? Because people love to cook. And so similarly, students and young adults and newlyweds, so that's the demographic they're targeting, and that's why they've made sure that they've mentioned that here. So again, making that decision that, okay, this course is for me, becomes easier. And then more about the course creator here, and there's details of why this person is best suited to create this course. And then frequently asked questions. So they've preempted the question that somebody might just ask about this course and written them here. So how does the course work? There's information. How long is the course accessible for? How do I access the course? So all the questions that they could probably think of, they've written it beforehand. So it kind of automates and removes the unnecessary questions that need to be answered again and again per customer. So that kind of helps it solve the deal here. And then again, towards the end, they have mentioned limited time period offer. This is the course discount price. And that's basically what a landing page needs. All the probably somebody would need to make that buying decision. Now, this is a standard course page. This is on their website. So if I quickly click on home, and then I click on courses, go to wait right there. Now, when you're running Facebook ads or in ads in general, you don't want these options to be available on the home, about, courses, blog, contact, because people will end up clicking on these and they will get lost in the website. What you want to do is that when somebody comes on this website, they are only on this page and they can't do anything else. Why? Because when they are on this page, then you have attention, they're reading this information, and then they're making that decision whether they should pay you the money to buy the course or not. And as buying something from you, you don't want to distract them to anything else. So what do you do is, and this feature is available in Nourish, where you can simply go ahead in the backend, in the dashboard, duplicate the page, and switch off this menu, and that would look like this. So if you notice, there's no there's no menu here, and this is an exact duplicate of the course page. So this becomes your ad landing page, and this is what you run your ads on, not on the course page where people can do 10,000 things and get lost on the website. You want to run your ads on the course page. That way, they start the page, read information, decide if they want to watch the course or buy the course or not, and then make that final buying decision. Once you have this, so if you go to blog.nourish.com, I have quite a few blogs on this of about create a good landing page, and also how to write a good course page information. And then similarly on knowledge.nourish.com, which is a knowledge base, you will learn how to switch off this menu and convert a course page into a landing page for your ads. So there you have it. This is the first thing that you need to get done before you think you're ready for ads on social media and can start running your digital marketing efforts. So once you have this beautiful course page ready, all the information that somebody needs to make that buying decision, that's when you can say that you are ready to start running digital marketing ads. This is where actually we have Pulkit who will come in. So
Yeah.
now the landing page is ready. Why don't you how do you use this landing page and build a funnel on Facebook?
Yes. So First of all, why Facebook is important, right? Why Facebook ads is something which is the most sought after thing by every business owner or every person who creates a course. And the primary reason for that is Facebook is one platform where you have more than 1.6 billion people who are connected. And there's a platform where you have a tendency to reach out to these users at the most cost effective manner. So that's the primary reason that people actually use Facebook to reach the right set of users at the right time. And when you think about campaigns on Facebook, right, there are five major steps that you have to always think about. And the main loophole or the main thing that people generally miss is the first step. First step of every campaign is understanding or choosing the objective. So choosing the objective is to answer the question like, what's the most important outcome you want the user to actually take? And 99% of the time we say that, okay, I want person to directly go ahead and purchase the course. And that's where 99% of the advertisers run their campaigns. And when you do that, when you just focus on conversion ads, there are like say out of 100, there are 20 people who are at that level of purchasing a particular course, right? And for those 20 people, there are 100 advertisers who are fighting among each other to actually get that person to convert for them. That's why conversion campaign at times becomes really expensive as well when you try and scale up. If you run it at a smaller budget, you might able to get like very cost effective sales. And as you try and scale up your Facebook campaigns, you might understand that, okay, I'm not able to scale them up. Like for 10 purchases, I was able to get it by 500 rupees a purchase. But now as I want to get like 100, that's not happening. That's where it comes in that objective, we have to go towards the full funnel. Full funnel is actually trying to take the user from the objective of when they're seeing it for the first time, then they see it for the second time, and then when they see it for the third time. So every time for every single purchase nowadays, people need more than 2 or 3 visits to actually understand exactly what you're offering, right? That's where objectives actually play a role. So for Facebook full funnel, like if you have ever been to Facebook Ads Manager, Facebook has actually tried to make these things very easy for user to understand as well. And when you create an ad, you will actually see all the objectives in front of you. I can actually share my screen and show this to you as well. Uh, Wait, George, can I share my screen? Is that possibly or no?
Yes,
No, right?
yes. I think you can. Do you have the option there
Yeah, I have.
for screen sharing?
I do have it, but I think it shows me that it's not activated. Yeah, can you see it now?
Yeah, I'll.
Is everybody able to see my
Yeah,
screen?
okay.
Because yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just make sure that they are able to first.
yeah. So just comment once that if you're able to see my screen. That'll just make things much easier before I move on.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I think Jaideep, Hardeep, Amog. Uh, oh, perfect, Amog.
Yes, yes,
We just
perfect.
needed that. Perfect. Yeah. So now, as you can see in my screen, right, there are Facebook actually tries to make this a very easy process now because most of this is the place where most of the users were actually missing out the point of actually utilizing the Facebook ads to its full potential was trying to connect the audience. So first, I'll just go through all the objectives which are available. Whenever we are actually trying to reach to the maximum number of users in a particular locality or in a particular region, we go for awareness stage, where the primary focus is to show our ads to people who are most likely to remember them. And the second possibility is when we have something to actually talk about a proposition, like why we have actually built this course and what are the primary things that we have in mind for that. So the primary focus is to let people know that, okay, this is the ad, or this is the course we have, and this is the right offer that is coming in. So our primary focus is to show our ads to the maximum number of people because we know that there's a demand is already there in the market, right? Set that tonality. Awareness is all about making people aware and show it to as many people as possible. So this is most correlated to the billboards that we do, right? So if you go on the road, which is something which is very limited nowadays because of the lockdown and corona and all of that, but if you actually go ahead outside, you will still find these billboards with ads, right? These are the two objectives which are very similar to those. Here the primary focus is just to see, make sure that most users can see your ad. The real objective is just so that they remember you, nothing else. You move to the second stage. This is the stage which is the most useful stage and most overlooked stage on Facebook. Most of the users don't focus on consideration, they directly go for conversions, and it becomes very expensive for them as they go along. So the second stage, which is the most overlooked stage, is consideration. Consideration is trying to generate the intent, create the intent for the product. what do we mean by that? We send people to our landing page, show them exactly what the product is, show them are the use cases, why they should actually consider taking a course, and do it in a cost effective way. So just to give you an example, when we send a person through Facebook with a traffic objective, we might just have to pay like 2 rupees or 5 rupees for a landing page view. For a calculation sake, let's say 5 rupees for getting a person to visit our website. When we run the same thing on a conversion campaign where our objective is to get conversions out of those users, we might have to pay 15 rupees for that, right? For a single visit of the user. So we can actually send a lot more users in the same cost to actually first get aware that, okay, this is the product which exists, this is the course which exists, which can change their life. And this objective alone actually can help you scale up your visits, scale up your awareness of your product by 10 times if you utilize it very effectively. Now, one of the best thing that you can actually do is in terms of Facebook funnel is using all these objective in relationship with one another. So for example, one campaign that we're running in traffic objective is sending people to my landing page, like one of the two landing pages that we showed you in the chat, like share those links. If somebody visits one landing page and he has not taken any action, then you run a conversion campaign targeting everybody who has just visited your landing page. So automatically the users who are now seeing your ad are all the users who have already seen the price, who have already seen some of the benefits. And now when you show them a testimonial ad, like people who have loved, who have already taken your course and the benefit that they have achieved from it, the chances of them converting is much higher. So this consideration stage is all about creating the consideration or creating the intent of the users, testing that out. The two of my favorite objectives here is, one is traffic, the second one is video views. Video views is somebody, like we have a video of like 1 minute to talk about the product, talk about the course and the benefit, and everybody who has seen it for like more than 15 seconds or 20 seconds or 30 seconds, right? Retarget them again on our conversion campaigns. So these are two objectives where you can actually create the intent, create that curiosity. And one, you can say, objective here in consideration stage, which is very close to a conversion, that is lead generation. So whenever we are actually launching a new course, whenever we are actually trying to come into the market, we want to understand that first set of customer feedback, like what are the primary problems that my students are facing or people who will take my course are facing, right? To understand that customer feedback, to understand what is it that my customer might need, or what are the main primary hooks that we might actually convey to the customer and get them to convert, specifically for the course which has not been published on a lot of other places, that you can actually take some hooks from there. So for those kind of cases where you're actually launching a new course for fitness or new course for yoga or anything apart from the normal cases of, say, specific things, for them you can run a lead generation campaign where you can generate inquiries. You can say that, okay, if you're looking forward to make a course in makeup, these are the things that you should think about, and you can just give them a consultation, like a call, and convert them through that. And the primary focus for this is majorly understanding your customers more, so that you can work on creating your ads effectively in a way that you don't need any human interaction in between, so that everything becomes automated. So if you don't understand your customer really well, this is an objective that you can use to connect better with them, understand exactly what they want, exactly what they need, and utilize them for your conversion campaign. So these are the three objectives that you should, like, if you have never tried them out, I'll request you to just give it a try. Like at least a video views or a traffic campaign, they won't eat up a lot of your budget. But once you start doing these campaigns and utilizing this audience in your conversion campaign, the amount of possibilities or amount of exponential results you will see will be amazing. And then your final, the favorite objective that most of you might have already used, is the conversion campaign. When you run a conversion campaign, the entire focus actually for that campaign is to optimize for purchases. Now, the first step for every campaign is, as we talked about, choosing the objective. The second stage, the second step that comes in is the second one. Can you see my screen, which is choose your objective? Or you're not able to see
We
this?
are looking at the division, awareness, comparison, conversion.
Yeah. All right. All right. Understood. So let me, so I think this part is clear, right? The first step for everything is choosing your objective. The second stage that comes in is selecting your audience. So selecting your audience is understanding who are the users you want to reach. And whenever we talk about an audience in Facebook, there are three major things. There is demographics, there is geography, and then there is psychographics. So all three things are very important. So focusing more on the age group, age and gender, which is what demographics is, then focusing on the location. So for example, where are the cities, or if it is an country agnostic thing or international thing that you want to try
Mhm.
out, you can go and choose your geography. And the third most important part is psychographics. Psychographic is what are their interests, what are their behaviors, what who they are, like what are the actions they have taken with your website. So these
Yeah.
are all things which comes under psychographics. So these are the three major things that you choose in your audience. If you think about, like, whenever you're thinking about making an audience, you might be okay. I'll present my screen to show you in terms of audience as well.
So
Yeah.
let me, while you're doing that, yeah, why don't you finish the audience for a bit, and then I'll probably ask. So basically, because a lot of people who are logged in right now are creators, and most of them are first-time users. So either they're trying to go at it themselves, or are probably hiring
Hmm.
a digital marketing agency to kind of do it for. So for their understanding of how they can set up that funnel, explain it from that. It's online academy that is about leadership skills, right?
Hmm.
Stages of awareness, consideration, and decision. What kind of ads would you run, and what is the journey that they go through in that funnel?
Got it. Got it. Understood. So I'll actually share my screen as well slightly later. So the primary thing when we are actually running a campaign, right? When we are actually choosing the objective. So I'll just share my screen first to show you objectives side again. Yeah, here. All right. So as we were here, right? So the primary thing that we are when we are actually setting up a campaign, the five steps that we talked about. First step is obviously choosing the objective, because as soon as we select the objective, everything becomes much clearer after that. The second thing is choosing an audience that we talked about. The very important piece, which is your third piece, which is the messaging that we want to use. So generally, whenever we are actually creating consideration, like whenever we are running a traffic campaign or a video views campaign, the primary thing of this stage is trying to identify the intent of the user. And how is it that we can identify the intent is calling out exactly what we are selling clearly. So for example, if I have a course in digital marketing, right, and I have a course which is built for agencies. So what I'll do is the first thing that I want to showcase in my traffic campaign is, if you are a marketing agency and you are planning to scale up on 2021, here are the 5 secrets that you should know about. So things which are very specific, so that if I have a marketing agency and I see that ad, I like, okay, I want to actually, this is the problem that I'm also facing. He'll connect on my ad, click on the ad, visit to my landing page, and see those pointers that I have mentioned there. So the primary focus of this stage is identifying the intent. So whenever you're running and drafting creatives for your consideration stage, the most important thing that you do is identify, make sure that you're talking the fears, the benefits of your course, which are for your target audience. And as soon as a person sees it, they know that this is for them, and that's only when they click. If here you actually try and do something which is clickbaity, for example, here's the secret of, and you don't mention it like a whatever the target audience is, like a market agency or something. You just say here is the secret which is keeping Elon Musk up at night. Right? If you start using ads like that, it won't work, because the audience does not have the intent for a marketing agency, or if they don't have an intent for your course that you're selling. So first, most important thing is making sure that the offering that you have, or the primary benefit of this course. So for example, if the course is in data science and you want to highlight the benefit that doing this course can increase your salary by 35%. Doing this course in data science can increase your salary by 35%. So mentioning this data science word, or the primary hook that you have on your product or your course, it would be the key at this stage. Now, when you try and set up campaigns which are conversion led, these are for all the users ideally who have at least in the zone, who are looking forward to do data science courses, for example, or who have already been to your website and seen your benefits, seen the instructor profile, and all of those things. This is the place where you can actually focus on talking about the deal. You can talk about that. Okay, this course was 2,999, and right now you're giving an offer to sell it for say 2,099 or 1500, right? So whatever the offer that you have for the product, this is what you actually use and highlight in the conversion stage. And you even talk about and highlight the benefits, like you will have a lifetime storage of your course, or you will have live sessions, a free giveaway of like a book or anything that you have materialized for your course, right? So free giveaways and everything. So everything that you're offering as an add-on for your course, and the benefit of the price and everything, you highlight that on your conversion ads. So the deal, the offers, the customer testimonials, like how people are loving your product. And customer testimonial is one thing which is versatile. That is something which we can use at like 100 places. You can use it for brand awareness, you can use it for traffic, you can use it for conversion. But the only difference is in the messaging that you're using for your testimonials as well. When you're using it for your conversion campaign, it is a slightly deal based. You try and get to the call to action of shop now or order now. And when you're running a traffic campaign, your primary focus is to identify like learn more or understand or like watch more and things like that. So the intent slightly differs. First is to create an intent. The second part is to capture that intent and get the sales in. I hope this part is slightly clear.
Yeah, and of course, the based on the intent at all the three stages, the your campaign will change. As in, the content that you use and the images that you use for your um, creatives, I'm sorry, for your ads will change. So at an awareness stage, for example, you'll be just talking about something new that's out there, and like you said, for consideration conversion, the stages change. So now the question is, let me ask you a different question. So why can't I just run conversion ads? One, and second, if I follow this method of running Facebook funnels, what is the difference on the return on my money being spent on the ads versus in conversion ads versus this Facebook funnel ads?
Yeah. So I'll just come to that now. So whenever you're running a funnel campaign, right, there are certain places where I say that you should actually try out a funnel campaign. I won't say that all the time. Whenever you have a very limited budget. So I'll give you one example. So if I have just 1,000 rupee per day to spend, and that's the only money that I'm planning to spend on my ads, and I'm happy with like 5 or 10 orders or 2 or 3 orders for my course a day, then I'll suggest that you only run your conversion campaign focused on that and be content with it, because you are just looking forward to reach out to your bottom funnel audience who have already been looking forward for, say, data science courses in the example that we just talked about. And everybody come in there, you have 2 or 3 orders coming in and you are satisfied. But whenever you are planning to scale, whenever you want to reach from 2 orders a day to say 100 orders a day or 50 orders a day, whenever that thing is happening, right, if you only run a conversion campaign, it becomes very expensive, because the competition of for users who are already trying to reach out to those users who are ready to purchase is immense, because a lot of the other advertisers who are selling the similar course, they've already created a demand for their course, right? And Facebook charges you more for only running ads for your purchase intent. So the CPM is cost per showing your ads to 1,000 people, right? So that is the highest for your conversion ads. So whenever you're planning to scale from say 2 orders a day to 50 orders a day or 100 orders a day, that is the time when you have to at least adopt a two-step funnel strategy. So utilize, add in, throw in a traffic campaign or a video views campaign in there to create that intent of in terms of say 1,000 or 2,000 users, get them into the funnel, get them visit to your website. Out of that, you run a remarketing campaign with your conversion objective, and you try to convert like 10% or 2 or 3% out of them, right? That is the exact way in which
Yeah.
it works. So, and it's more cost efficient when you scale. So funnel is most important when you're actually planning to scale up your campaigns.
That's really interesting. So what you're saying is, I mean, 1,000 rupees per day for somebody who's just started doing pretty much boils down to uh, about 30,000 rupees a month. So that can also be pretty high. And I remember in one of the previous webinars that we did with you earlier last year, you had mentioned that you can even start Facebook ads for as low as 300 to 500 rupees per day budget pay.
Yeah.
So, and so what you're saying basically is that whatever my budget is, if I'm starting just now and I want to also very quickly scale, so initially I can run my budget around 300, 500 or even 1,000 rupees per day. And then when I'm ready to scale, probably do some part of it as conversion ads and then some part of it in the funnel, so that I'm kind of then I have that comfort key sales bhi ho rahi hai, and then I have the option of experimenting with the funnel and optimizing it as the partners goes. That's basically what Pulkit was trying to explain.
Yeah.
And that's a very good strategy, and I think a lot of people, and we've seen that a lot of academy creators are easily able to reach 2-3 lakh rupees kind of or even at least a 1 lakh rupee per month kind of sales very quickly just by running Facebook ads. And that's why I say Facebook is a gold mine, that you have billions of users logged in. And India obviously is a huge country, and so we have Facebook, and so you get interest. So then, this is what I say: there's a course for every mind, right? And Facebook is the perfect place to kind of join them together. But so, yeah, so thank you for answering that question. That was really useful, and I think a lot of people should now, who have already started using Facebook and are getting sales. If you want to scale, kind of bifurcate it. I think you could probably start with a 70-30 budget or 60-40%, and then start optimizing your sales funnels as well. So that takes me to the next question. That so you've already explained how do you kind of build a Facebook funnel for online course sales, and what is the difference between conversion rates and conversion rates for conversion ad and a Facebook funnel ad. So Facebook has Instagram as well. So how does Instagram come into the picture? Can I use it? Should I not use it? Is there a difference in the ads that I run on Instagram? Tell us about that also.
Yes. So while you're actually setting up your ad campaign, right? The primary thing is, the first step that you have done is you have selected the objective. Second step, you have actually selected the audience. The third step is actually deciding where you want to run your ads. So there are two methodologies that Facebook allows us to do that. So one is you can choose automatic placements, where, so based on the ad format that you have chosen, it will show it on Facebook, it will show it on Instagram, it will show it on Audience Network. Audience Network is all these apps, all the games that you use, right? Like Candy Crush, you log in through Facebook, and that is where you actually sign up for Facebook ads as well. So all the ads that you see in between, some of them are also Facebook ads, and also some of them are Google ads as well. But whenever majorly you're signing up with Facebook on certain apps or certain games, you will see Audience Network ads. And then there is Messenger. So all of these platforms that Facebook owns, so you have an ability to select those platforms at this stage. So you can choose all your placements. If you want, I can actually show you exactly how it looks like as well, so that it's slightly easier for you to understand
Sure,
that part.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as we were here, right? So you choose an objective. So for example, here we have chosen an objective of traffic. And here you come to the second stage, where you have to select if you want to run a campaign. You can give the name of the campaign. You can choose campaign budget optimization. This is something which you might need, but we'll skip it for now, because this is when you're actually running more than like 5 or 10 ad sets and you want to allocate the budget automatically. So this is the second stage where you come in. You select your audience here. You put in the age, location, age, gender, and select all the interests that you want to target. And that's when you come to the place where you have to select your placements. One is your automatic placements. If you're starting out and you're running the campaigns for the first time, this is what I'll recommend. Always go with automatic placements. But if you have a niche, for example, if you are a makeup tutorial course, or if you have something which is specifically to do with women and beauty and makeup and travel, these are the things which we have seen work really well on Instagram. So if you have some particular niche which works really well on Instagram and you have that inch about that, then you can even try manual placements. When you go on manual placement, first most important thing Facebook does is, as we was just talking about, networks which are available on Facebook. So Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, and Messenger. You can select these platforms. Below that, you can see how your ad will look at different places. So on feeds of Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, and similarly the stories, then the in-stream, search, messages, in articles, apps, and websites. These are all the ads which comes under different websites when you're actually seeing the videos or playing the games, right? So all of this comes under Audience Network. So these are the possible places where you actually select. So if you want to run ads only on Instagram, you can deselect everything else and just choose Instagram and run ads only on Instagram. So this is one of the ways where you actually select these things. Hope this is clear.
So what you're saying is that when I run ads, I could probably think about running ads on Instagram as well, and that actually gets me more traffic and hence more leads and hence more sales. Great. So thank you for answering that question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only if choose, like if you are running it for the first time, always go for automatic placement, because Facebook will automatically figure out which platforms are delivering better results for you and automatically optimize your campaigns for that. Only if that your course actually is for a particular niche which is more active on Instagram, and you know that and you're 100% want to bet on that, then you try out manual placements. But if you're running ads for the first time and you have never tried it out, it's better to go for automatic placements, and you would be able to see the results automatically. If your ads are delivering better in Instagram, Facebook algorithm is very strong, so it will only deliver it on Instagram most of the time. So you don't have to worry about that.
great. Thank you for that answer. That's a
Yeah.
that's an important one. So I think we are just about the, I mean, we just have about another 10, 11, 10, 12 minutes. So let me quickly take up a few questions that audience members have already asked. And if you have any questions, people in the audience, you can ask them now. We'll answer them. But the first question I already have somebody asking us, and I'll just quickly show it to you on the screen. I think Sonalki or Sonali, I'm not sure what the right name is, but they're basically asking, is Facebook Pixel really important for my site? And so what do you have to say about that?
Oh, I'm so happy that Sonalki has actually brought this question up. So Facebook Pixel is something which is like when you go to a doctor and he asks you for an ECG, right? To understand what your heart rate is, because before seeing your heart rate, he doesn't want to give you any medicine. So Pixel is something like that for you. So Pixel is what actually tells you that, okay, how many people have landed on your website, how many of them have actually initiated checkout, and how many of them have purchased. All of this information, and from which ad they came from. All of that information you can only track if you have a Facebook Pixel installed on your website. And that's why I love Nourish as well, because Nourish has a platform built very exclusively where you can just put in the Pixel ID from your Pixel manager onto your business, onto your landing page, onto your Nourish platform, and it will automatically set up all the important events that you need to track. So you don't have to do anything in related to coding. It'll be much easier for you to do that. So if you're starting your Facebook ads and if you're running and selling courses online via Nourish, the first most important thing that you have to do is when you set up your ads manager, go to your events manager, take your Pixel code out, Pixel. The steps will be shared with you. Like George can actually put more insights on that, but you can just take the Pixel ID, copy that on your landing page, and you're done. So before running any conversion campaign, this is the first step that you should do. Thank you, Sonalki, for bringing this up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we have tried to build a platform to kind of make it so easy that anybody can actually use it and build their site and start selling online courses without the need of any technology knowledge. So so basically connecting Facebook with the website via that Facebook Pixel, that is super easy. The next question. And so if you are one of the creators who's looking for that information on how to connect Facebook Pixel with your website, you can go to knowledge.knowledge.com, and that's where the information is, where just type in Facebook Pixel and you'll see the question available and where you locate. And so the answer is right there, and then you can actually integrate it in your site. Just go under integrations, and that's where the information will be. So moving on to the next question, Anand is asking us, and I'll show up on the screen now. How can one use an email list of past customers or abandoned cart users on Facebook?
Yeah. So whenever you have an email list of subscribers or abandoned carts, right? There is a specific portal that Facebook actually allows you. So you can even do it while creating an audience. Wait, let me just share my screen so that I think it'll be much easier for all of you to follow. So as we were here, right? So whenever you're creating an audience, there is a small button here called Create New. As soon as you create new, you have an option, Custom Audience and Lookalike Audience. As soon as you click on Custom Audience, here is an option of Customer List. So there are a lot more options in terms of sources, website, which is only applicable to you when you have a Facebook Pixel installed on your website. If you have an app and if you have videos, people who have seen your videos, you can choose all of these things, all the interaction that people have done at your traffic and video views campaign, right? This is the place where you come to choose those intent. So specifically, as the question is more about email list and phone numbers, so you go to customer list. Here you have an option of you have to make sure that this account, whenever you're doing it, is added to a business manager first. That's when you can actually do this. And wait, let me show you this on a business manager account. Wait, just a second. Yeah. So email list specifically is something you can only use it when you're actually using a business manager account. So I'll just show you an example. I'll share my screen again.
Sure.
Here. Right. So the same process of creating an ad. You choose an objective. So it's like a good refresher at the end as well. So you choose the objective, you come here, you come to the ad set level, you go below, you set up your budget. So daily budget could be anything. Like for example, here in the case, we choose say 300 rupees a day. Here is where you come into creating new audience. Click on create new, choose a custom audience, go to the customer list. Here it will ask you to prepare a customer list. You can even download the template. The primary thing is you can add email address, phone number, whatever information you have of the customer, right? You can add that on the sheet the way it shows you in the screen. So phone number, first name, last name, the city that they are in, and that's it. You just upload it. And if you don't want to upload it, you can even copy paste it. They have just tried and made it as easy. So if you have one more information, like how many of these, if the data that you have is for customers, not just subscriber, you can add how much money they have paid you. And Facebook will use this information to actually find new people, right? And here you can create your audience that way. So you can either upload the file here or you can copy and paste the data here from your Excel sheet. Hope this was clear. Any questions?
Is there a particular format for the Excel sheet? So basically, I just download the template and use it.
Yeah. So you can, if you have just phone number, just make sure that you have the header phone number. If you have any more information as well, you can just click on here to download a template. It will just download a template for you, which you can utilize for your campaigns.
Okay.
So this is what you can do. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for that information. And I'll quickly move on to the next question because we're just about to finish. I mean, we're almost running out of time now. So I think you've already answered this question, but I'll still take it up. Rohan has asked this question, videos, should they be used for ads in any of the funnel stages? Which ad formats works better?
Yeah. So there is one insight that we were actually seeing. And with Facebook, actually, like working with Facebook and understanding and sitting with the Facebook team, the primary thing that we have seen is 82% of the mobile traffic that will come in 2020 is expected, like which has come in 2020 overall last year. It has been from mobile videos. So it just tells you that videos are becoming that big overall. Facebook is preferring videos, Instagram is preferring videos with reels coming in, with stories coming in. Video is one format which is more engaging. It actually gives you an option to become more personal with people, right? And with COVID and lockdown and all of things which has happened, that has just scaled up the use case of videos. Like now video calls are happening more. We are doing these webinars more often. So all of the entire setup has changed towards videos. So videos is something which are the key to the success of your business. So being able to communicate with your audience about your product in a one-to-one way is something what video gives you, right? Talking about the benefits, and it's the easiest way to actually communicate all the benefits and all the use cases and testimonials and success stories about your brand. So yes, you should use videos for your funnel stages, specifically when you're running campaigns where you're trying to create intent or identify the intent of the user, right? Those are the places where you can run a video views objective campaign and optimize for getting your video being completed, right? Hope, yeah, that is something that you should always think about.
Yeah, thank you for answering that one. But I think I would like to ask a follow-on question on that. So let's say I run a let's say I run a video on my webinar. I'm sorry, my ad. Some people might watch it, some people might not watch it. So at what point do I decide what percentage of watching that video is good enough for me to kind of move that person from one stage to the other?
Yeah. So Whenever you're making a video, right, always try and use the video for like 30 seconds or a 50-second time frame, ideally, because that's the kind of length which works the best. But if you have something where you want to actually give them a free session or something like a webinar or stuff, try and get the leads and do it in a different way if you want to a longer term videos. And whenever you're doing these videos, like which are less than a minute, right, then you can actually see on Facebook how many of the users have seen 15 seconds, how many of the users have seen, say, 25% of the video, 50% of the video, and almost 95% of the video. And we can see what's the difference between the completion rate. This stat actually helps you a lot. So if you have a lot of users who are starting the video like first 3 seconds but are not going through the 15-second mark, then you know that the video messaging that you're actually trying to bring in the first 3 seconds is not very clear. So whenever you're actually making a video ad at different places, always try to make sure the first 3 seconds of your video are very important. You're able to at least communicate that what this video is all about. So for example, if this is the webinar that we want to talk about, the ad for that or the ad that we want to build for that, the first 3 seconds has to be talking about like, okay, everything about Facebook ads. So that if a person just sees 3 seconds, he knows that this webinar is all about Facebook ads. So if he chooses to stay for one entire minute, they'll know exactly what all things we are covering on the webinar. But if they just stay for 3 seconds, they at least know what it is. And if your ad actually starts like, okay, sound checking, can you hear me, and all of that in your first 3 seconds, you have lost the audience. So always see how many users are actually seeing the video for more from 3 seconds to 15 seconds. If the drop is more than say 80%, then you know that you have to change your ad. And if you have a very good healthy rate, like 50% of those users are going to 15 seconds or more, you have a winning video, and there's a high chance that this video will convert well for you.
And so, thank you for that answer. I just wanted to understand also, is there a way wherein if people have seen some part of the video, can I target them again? How do I do that on Facebook?
Yeah. So as we were actually exploring the audiences, right, I'll just take 1 minute to actually just show you that here. Yeah. So as we were in this place of custom audience where we chose customer list last time, here if we choose videos, here is where we can actually select the content. So we can select people who have seen 3 seconds of the video, people who have seen 10 seconds of a video, people who have either viewed or completed 15 seconds of a video. Then you have 25, 50, 75, and 95. So you can select the audience based on how much of the video has been watched. And if you are somebody who wants to actually convey your message in 3 levels, so for example, if I'm running a marketing course, if I have a marketing course for you, and first thing I want to say is, are you looking forward for a marketing course? And just want to give you one small information. And that way I want to build 3 different videos. I can actually create one video which is like in first 10 seconds I talk about say Facebook marketing, and everybody who sees that video which is about Facebook marketing, we show him another ad which is say Google ads and the other aspects of marketing like choosing an audience and all of that. So you can even have a video sequencing campaign built around in this way. So everybody who has seen one video, you select that, okay, people who have seen this video, select a video in here and go forward from that, right? So that's one process. And you have an option of actually choosing the days. So people who have seen the video in last 30 days, so that these are more active audience, and you go from there. So this is one place where you can select audience based on how much videos that they have seen.
Okay. So just two more questions actually, because we've just run out of time, but I see on YouTube have asked a question. So before I do that, I just wanted to ask you one last question before I take a Pradeep's. How long do you keep running an ad before you decide to actually stop it and understand that maybe it is not working out, I need to change it? So when do you make that decision?
Yeah.
And how do you make it?
So one major thing is whenever we are actually running a campaign, right? So there is a learning period. So learning period is something where when a person is actually coming to your website, and Facebook is actually trying to understand who are the users who are taking the right action on your website. So Facebook needs at least 50 conversion events in 7 days. So whenever you're starting a new campaign, so if it is a conversion campaign like a purchase, so Facebook will need at least 50 purchases in 7 days to understand exactly all about the target audience. So always try and see that whenever you're running a campaign, at least optimize for getting 50 conversion events every 7 days to at least get out of the learning phase. And once you're out of the learning phase, you will actually understand that, okay, does this audience work for me or not? There are some exceptional cases here, like for example, if you started a campaign and you have run it for like a 2 or 3 days and you have got zero purchases and you have spent a lot of money, at those times you can pause that campaign and figure out a new audience. But you should start, like once you start getting results, first 7 days the results vary a lot. You might get one day 5 purchases, second day one purchase, or even none. You have to give it at least 7 days for it to normalize. So that is what is recommended. But yeah, you are better suited for that. Like if you are not getting any purchases at all for 2 or 3 days, try creating a new audience or a new creative. So that's something that is advisable at that case.
Is there any way to kind of is it set at stone for 7 days, or can I do it? Can I get this process done in 3, 4, 5 days?
Yeah, so it's actually 7 days or 50 conversion event, whichever is faster. So if you are running a campaign where you're getting a conversion for like 50 rupees or 70 rupees, right? There's a possibility that you might be, or like a link clicks campaign or a traffic campaign where you're getting a traffic for like 2 rupees or 3 rupees. So there is a high possibility that you would be out of the learning phase within a couple of days itself. So it's more about trying to get at least enough conversion events or enough traffic on the website so that your Facebook learning algorithm actually starts to understand what your customer is all about.
Great, thank you. That was really valuable, because I think that's one question that goes with when to make that final decision of reworking all the ads, or should I keep burning money and spend more money to kind of optimize them. So last question, and then we will close the webinar for today. So this is by Hardeep Dhruv, who is asking, would you please look alike audience? And I think you've kind of touched about it earlier already, thought about. If you could quickly talk about that as well.
Yes. So lookalike audience is something which is, you can say, everybody's who is running Facebook ads, every brand who wants to actually reach out to their customers. Lookalike audience is one thing which everybody wants to use it as their brahmastra, like the thing that they have their own. So every business has their own set of lookalike audiences. How they're actually made based on the interest that people have taken with your brand. So all the custom audience that we were seeing right now, right? People who have seen your videos, people who have visited your website, people who have visited and purchased your course. All of those users' actions have been taken for your course and for your product, right? So all of these are native to your brand. So whenever you have interests which are native to your brand, you can go to Facebook and you say that, okay, please find me more users who can purchase from my website. What Facebook does is Facebook goes to your website, goes to your pixel data and see that, okay, these are the 50 people who have purchased from your website, goes to that algorithm, try and find similar users with similar age, demographic and psychographics to see, okay, there was this person called George who actually purchased this marketing course today. Then, okay, there is another person, say Robin, who might also be looking forward to this course. And he has a similar age, he has a similar demographic. He's also looked for like 3 or 4 different places for actually purchasing this course. Let's show it to him. And when Facebook algorithm shows it to him and he also interacts with you, it actually optimizes and show it more to people like Robin. So if there's a girl like Sukanya who is like Robin, everything will move in that regard. So it's all about trying to find relevant users. And for every business and for every brand, lookalike audiences are separated for their own, right? So that's where the essence of lookalike audience lies. But if you have any time created a lookalike audience, there are a lot of very interesting thing that is there is you can choose between 1% to 10% lookalike. So a lot of people have confusion like where I should use which, right? So I'll just give you one blueprint that you can use for this. So whenever you're running a conversion campaign, try going for a lower percentage lookalike, like a 1% lookalike or a 2% or 3% maximum lookalike. And whenever you're running like a traffic campaign or a video views campaign, you can choose there like a 10% lookalike or 8% lookalike, and even more than 5% lookalikes in general. So that's like a thumb rule that you can go by. And lookalike audience is what actually makes your Facebook advertising unique for your own brand. So investing in lookalike audience is one of the key things that you can do. But the main thing is you should start using your lookalike audience once you have enough events, like once you have enough visitors engaging with your Facebook ads, with your website. So always start with your interest-based campaigns, get some visitors in, get some conversions in, and that will open up the door for your lookalike audiences in the future.
Yeah, thank you for answering that question. And that exactly was my next. I was trying to understand what is enough number of users. Can I say when you have, let's say, 1,000 site visitors, is that good enough?
So we have actually seen that. So you can even start your lookalike audiences for like 1,000 visitors and even 300 to 500 in certain cases. But a good number for a lookalike audience is because we want to reach out to more than 500,000 users in general with a lookalike audience. And so it's like extrapolating. So if you want to take 100 users and try to extrapolate it to 1 million, the audience would not be that great. But if you have say 10,000 users and you want to extrapolate it to 1 million, the audience quality of this one is much better. So the
Yes.
bigger the audience size you have, the better the lookalike audiences it makes. So it's recommended to go for audience size which is more than 1,000 minimum. But the bigger the better. So if you have an email list or a survey list of your older business or the older audiences, you can try and start with that.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing session. That's all the time we have. We've actually gone beyond
Yeah.
more the session. I mean, more than 10 minutes. But there was so much to learn, and I think this is definitely a very high value content for our creators and anybody who's watching it in the future as well. So, Pulkit, thank you so much. ProHead is amazing in marketing and digital marketing expert team that you have there, and obviously it shows that with your kind of expertise. So I'm sure our users got to learn a lot. In case if you have any more questions that you still want to ask, please leave a comment or just reach out to us at support@knowledge.com. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions. And if you need more information about how to do what, you can always go to blog.knowledge.com or watch this webinar again at academy.knowledge.com. So thank you so much, Pulkit. It was wonderful talking to you, and I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody who asked the questions today. It was a pleasure to actually have an active audience. So I'm so happy that we had some really active users and active listeners today in the call. So thank you so much for tuning in and hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.